What is going on, guys? It is Matt with Sith Bricks, and we're back with another build on the Gunship. The Gunship. Hey, what's going on, Devin and Maul? Thanks for jumping in here at the start. How you guys been? Got my death. Gotta have the liquid death. If you guys haven't started drinking this stuff is amazing. Love it. So much better than soda. All right. So, there's my notification that I'm live on my own thing. So I spent it took me about an hour and a half to get all these sourced yesterday. So I've spoken to the guys over at MOC Mania, and they said right now there's just no way to sort the bricks any other way, which is understandable. So I just want to remind everyone, if you get this gunship, which I do like so far, that you are going to have to spend a lot more time sorting the bricks for the builds because there's too many to cup them all, so to speak, to cup them all. So you will definitely need to take the time and sort your bricks out however you want to do it. Also, you guys may see I'm going to look this way. I got my red eye here. I was out mowing yards a couple days ago. I had a branch smack me right in the eye, so I've been dealing with this cut on my eyeball for the last couple days. So that's what I got going on over here. Don't let it freak you all out. So, okay, Devin, good stuff. I have given up on Marvel. I don't watch Marvel anymore. I got so burnt out on Marvel, it wasn't even funny. Besides, the quality has gone way downhill. So, I haven't watched anything Marvel since Endgame. And also, let's be honest, Avengers Endgame was like highly disappointing. It was like 2.5 hours of group therapy about people trying to figure it out in 30 minutes of action that we already knew was coming. So, yeah, I'm done with Marvel. I just can't do it anymore. But I want you enjoy it though, man. Enjoy it. I personally enjoyed Ahsoka, and we're going to talk about that here as we get going. So I'm going to get my camera down here so everybody can see what I'm doing. Get off there. My camera's magnetized to the top of my screen, so it likes to do that. So let me get my keyboard out of the way. Man, wireless keyboards. It almost knocked over my stack of something. Hold on a second. There we go. Wireless keyboards. They're great, man. I love them. All right. So there we go. Let me adjust my light over here because apparently I did not remember to do that. I want to be able to get better light for you guys. There we go. All right. So there's the gunship as it is right now. Looks pretty good from when we did it. These are the pieces that I've had to not take off. You guys saw it on the last stream. These pieces right here are supposed to go where you see this little circle right here. All right. And then these pieces we had to take off because the steps had us put it here, but they were wrong. They needed to be off. So overall, not bad. I was missing one piece. Let me say this. I wasn't missing a piece. I was given the wrong piece. So I should have had one that was smooth-sided like this, but in my bag, my last one looked like this. Thankfully, I've got plenty of leftovers in my brick storage, so I was able to swap it out. But again, to be honest, guys, even though the piece isn't right, stuff like this doesn't bother me. Also, because I'm lucky enough to have a pretty good backstock of supplies. So if something like this does happen, it's not like a groundbreaking thing for me. So this was my piece that I should have been nice and smooth like these ones here, but instead got this one. But no big deal. Stuff like that happens. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. All right, Devin, then we won't talk about Ahsoka then. So Wednesday will be Ahsoka. We'll start talking about because we'll have more episodes then because they're coming on Tuesdays now. I will give you until next week. And then after that, got to stay caught up. All right. For some reason, I picked the 8-ball as my bag to hold all the pieces in. So this is all the pieces that I was painstakingly sorted out for you guys. Thankfully, my extra bags are starting to get smaller, so it's getting a little bit easier for me to see the pieces, but it still is a challenge sometimes. So, all right, got to get my hat off because my head's already sweating because it's stupid humid here. It's not hot here today in Delaware, but it's stupid humid. Oh, and sorry about this. One of the people's yards that I mow for, their dog bit me. So that was super nice. I'm not scratching behind my ears yet, but I'm dealing with this. So I apologize when you guys have to see this. It's a dog bite. There's nothing I can do about it. The thing was like 8 pounds soaking wet and decided to take a snap at me. Luckily for the dog, it's illegal for me to hurt it. So, sometimes you just got to, I've been dealing with them and that's a whole nother thing I'm not going to get into right now. All right. So the first step here. So this is step 101. I'm on step 101 of like 500 or 600, but that's kind of where I'm at in the build right now. So there it is. So we're just doing a little bit of reinforcing right there. All right. And again, you guys see me, I have to look at my phone screen so I can see my pieces that I need. It's not ideal, but it's the hand we're playing with. Although sometimes it is nicer to have it on the phone because I don't have a huge Mold King book sitting in front of me. So there's some give and some take with that you really can't complain about. Yeah, man, sometimes that happens. It's no big deal, dude. It's pretty sweet, though. And thanks for those that watched the video. If you haven't, there's a new video on the UCS bathroom. I finally made some progress on it. It almost looks like a real bathroom again. So, yeah, go check it out if you guys haven't already. And if you haven't already, guys, please don't forget to like the video. I appreciate it very much. All right, let's see. There we go. I needed this one for this piece. Right here. These pieces right here, you barely touch them and they come off. So Lord and Savior Craggle is about to come out and take care of them. All right, so I got all that on there. So now I got to build. I think I'm getting ready to build the doors based on the picture that I have over here that I'm looking at. So. Oh, okay. Enjoy. Kenobi series is pretty good. I actually think Kenobi is the best live action series so far. Then I like The Mandalorian, and then I'm sure Andor will get better as the seasons come along. But Andor was a slow burn, and it just takes a while to get used to that. It's a little bit different. But I do like how they're starting to weave things together. Okay. So normally when I throw these into the bag, they should all be in the relatively same area, but I'm looking for the last one, and you guys know how it is. When you're looking for the last one, you can almost always never find it. All right. There we go. I'm doing that. So, okay. I need 2 of these. So this should take me about an hour today, guys. I had to start it a little bit earlier because I have to take my daughter to work, and then I have a bartending gig tonight that I have to go do. So I had to start this early because I got work to do. A long, long time ago, I used to bartend a lot. It's hard, though. Being a bartender as a guy is very, very challenging because it's normally a female-dominated occupation, which isn't a bad thing. Let me reiterate, it's not a bad thing. However, it is hard as a guy to do it because you are trying to make money, and it's hard to compete with girls in that respect. And so, although there's some very good male bartenders out there, and we're not, it is what it is. But I mean, sometimes it's just the reality of the situation. It's every time I bartended, usually as a guy, I made the least amount of tips compared to the girls. Again, isn't a bad thing. It's just you got to be smart with your business and doing your money. I think Boba Fett will fit a lot better Boba Fett and Andor are going to do a lot better as the seasons flush out, I think. I think it's just a matter of time before those ones get good. So I would just say give those ones time. Nothing's going to come out like what do the kids say? They call them bangers or something. Like sometimes things are going to come out like that, like Obi-Wan or Ahsoka, and other ones are going to take a little bit longer. I do hope they make Boba Fett back into, like, he doesn't need to be a crime lord. I really do hope that he goes back to being a bounty hunter and doing that. There's also some really great stories in my Star Wars books that you guys have seen a lot. So I'm done with this piece right now. This is the top piece. These things here are going to hold the doors. So now I'm going to build the doors. There is some great parts in my books, my Star Wars books, where they of Boba Fett trying to get Han Solo, because he was trying to get Han Solo for 25 years after Return of the Jedi. Like that in the books, the hunt never stopped. It eventually, I'm not going to spoil it, something does happen, but there's several times where Han Solo has run-ins with Boba Fett in the expanded universe. So we're making these little guys right now. Flip it over. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Very juicy to watch. I'm just going to say it's a good show to watch. The slang just doesn't resonate with me. And so every now and then you hear me say something as the kids like to say, but it's not, I try to stay away from that slang. It's just me. So right now we're working, these have got to be the hinge pieces for the doors to help them hinge around it. It's pretty, with all of this plate stuff here, or this work right here, gosh, I can't even talk. I'm willing to bet that this is going to be for the doors, or at least a set of doors. So flip this back over. So right here, you guys can see that I have pinched this as hard as I can, and you guys can see that this piece is not square like it should be. Now, I don't think it's going to hinder anything, but you guys, you can see it from here that it's not squared off. It's pinched in a little bit. So, yeah. Right. Okay. I'll be using a lot of these pieces too. I got like 2 whole bags full of these, and so a Yoda series I think would be good, but they're kind of doing it already, Devin, because they're doing something called the Young Jedi Adventures, which is like a cartoon show for like kids that are 12 and younger, and it's Yoda as an apprentice. So he's like probably in his 80s or 90s, and he's an apprentice. So I think they're starting to do that. But Yoda's one of those characters they have to be careful not to do too much with. So I just think they have to be really, really careful when they start dealing with Yoda. But that's just me. It's the same thing as Vader. There's a reason why Vader is so powerful and so loved when he's on screen, because he has so little screen time. So there's a mystique about a character like that, and I think Yoda falls into that line too, where you have to respect the mystique of the character, as well to not, you don't want to overdo it. You know, the last thing you want to do is do something that burns everybody out. So, oh, hey, congratulations, Devin. Good luck on that Starscream collection, man. There's a lot out there. You do know that Starscream has more toys than any other Transformer. There's more versions of Starscream than anybody else. So just beware of that. There's a lot of it out there. A lot. People always think that it's Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, or Megatron, and actually the answer is Starscream. Although he's not produced as much today as he used to be, but for the longest time, he was the easiest one to produce because also his mold is I'm trying to think here. It's very easy to produce. So it's not like you're there's not a lot of things that they have to change to make it work. You know what I mean? Like it's a very simple mold. It was very easy for them to do. So just good luck, man. It's a lot. eBay is your best friend. I can't tell you how many times, Devin, that I was on eBay and I would search Starscream and then I would find cheapest to most expensive. And then I'd look, do I have it in my collection? And I can't tell you how many times I would buy, $60 or $70 worth of cheap Starscreams just to knock out those portions of my collection that I needed. So, all right. So we just built one of the doors here. All right. And it's actually going to go on this side. Yep. I mean, this has to be a door of some type. Yes. Normally this should snap together relatively well. There it is. Well, that's good and it's bad. Sometimes it's really nice when these things snap on snugly, but sometimes it makes me where I thought I was going to explode all this putting it on together. But I do like the fact that it did snap together nice and securely. So, yeah. So there's the first one right there. We're going to leave it open like this so it sits like this. So, just take your time with it, Devin. Collecting Transformers is not for the faint of heart. You've got to have patience, and you do have to be willing to spend money because some of the harder to find Transformers are going to be very, very expensive. Just like anything that came out in the 80s. So, just take your time. I mean, Devin, there's some variants of Starscream that I'll never be able to get. They actually had what's called a one-of-one Starscream. So you guys have heard, I know you have heard about the Lord of the Rings Magic game, and they have the one-of-one One Ring. Well, about 15, 20 years ago, actually, no, it was almost 20 years ago, they did what's called a secret Starscream giveaway, where you bought this mystery package, and it contained a ghost of Starscream in it, but they had all these different variants, including they had a one-of-one Starscream that they don't even know where it's at. Like Takara Tommy, when they made the set, they randomized it. They put it in the mystery boxes and shipped it out. And as of maybe 4 months ago, when I last looked again, nobody has come forward to claim the one-of-one Starscream. And that is actually the rarest Transformer toy in the world. They know what's out there. They sold all their product. The person who has it has not come forward with it as of yet. And so it's kind of interesting. And I wonder if that's where Magic got the idea. And that's probably, to be honest, I'm going to go on a tangent here. Magic the Gathering with their one-of-one ring, they were probably hoping to have that ring not be found and just be sitting in somebody's box for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, so it would really drive the value up and keep people buying. But there was a drawback to it getting found so quickly. It only took them about a month to find it. And it's actually hurt the value of all the other Magic cards. They crashed significantly when the 1/1 ring was found. And that's because, of course, Wizards of the Coast Wizards was banking on somebody just buying the case and letting it sit in their basement for 20 years to appreciate. Let's see here. There's that piece. So you're not missing anything here, guys. I'm just building the exact same thing that I built the last time. Excuse me. And again, you can see how it's not straight. Like there's no way for me to make it I can't make it straight. It's going to have that little bit of stop motion transformers from. That's pretty cool, Devin. That is pretty sweet. Okay, let's see here. There it is. It's always tricky when you're looking for the very last piece that you know is in there. Let's see. Okay, apparently my fat fingers do not want to make this go into place today. There we go. Yeah, you guys can definitely see that this piece over here is a little crooked. Now, it didn't affect me putting this together. I'll say that's much for sure. It's all still together and still nice and tight, but just something to be aware of. Looks like it may just be you today, Devin. Maul was on here, but then he popped off, and so like I said, I'm only going to go for about another 30, 40 minutes because that's all the pieces that I have, because it's unrealistic for me to try to build on the fly with the amount of pieces that I have. Like I still have there's 3 more bags on the ground, but I still have all these bags I'm dealing with, plus the 3 on the ground, plus you guys have seen I have cups galore. I have my cups back there, and then the ones over here on my desk too. So it is very unrealistic for me to try to do this on the fly. You guys would just sit there and hear me sorting through bricks, and eventually you would go insane, because I would do it too, because that's the last thing that I would want to hear is somebody just nonstop brick sorting. Again, this isn't anything you guys haven't already seen. As you can see, I'm making its twin. You know, everybody who knows building bricks, Legos, and whatnot, that several times you're going to have to do the same thing 2 or 4 times just to make it all work. Okay. So at first, okay, so you see this piece right here. I thought they should have another piece on here to help stabilize it, but then I realized they can't, because then this won't be able to bend. So that is done correctly. We're going to pinch it together nice and tight and close up our lines a little bit, you know, because it's always nice when the lines on all these are nice and tight and smooth. Okay, now let's go and put this on. There we go. Okay, again, very nice and tight to go on. That's very refreshing. So I guess is the right word. All right. So now we're going to go and put this on right up here. Okay. Okay, so it goes back here. I thought it went up here. It actually goes back here. Yep. So I was right. It looks like the first set of doors are on. Okay, that's weird. Why doesn't this door want to go down all the way? There we go. All right, so we got the doors on. At least one set of doors. So it just folds up, folds down. There we go. Whoops. Gunship's blowing up his own stuff. So there we go. Got that done. So, all right. Hello to whoever else is on and watching besides Devin. I see you. Okay. Now I got to put some stuff on here. Oh, man, these pieces are going to drive me insane, guys. Okay. Boy, they really want to make me work for it. I'm going to put pieces in right here with my fat fingers. Always makes it a challenge. There we go. I'm going to put a cover piece on right there. And then a cover piece right there. Oops, you couldn't even see it. So I was just putting cover pieces on right here. Looks like they're just cleaning up some of the lines up here. Okay. Now we're going to go back to start putting some more stuff right here. It has not, Devin. Hopefully this week, at least that's what it says on my Amazon tracking. So you never know. I mean, I bought something from Amazon and it said it wasn't going to be delivered until September 15th. And then it says it's showing up tomorrow. So sometimes, you know, Amazon is its own monster. And, but, you know, under promise and over deliver, that's always a good business mantra. Okay. So now we're putting these pieces up here. And then we're going to put pieces on right there. So there we go. Again, we're just flushing out the detail. Usually when you see these things, they're going to have you put cover pieces or something on it like there to just clean up the line. So don't worry, those will get filled in later. All right, it looks like I'm making another set of doors. So it's time to move this back off to the side. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I want these colors. So I have two different colors in this build. I have the light gray and the dark gray one. So I got to make sure I grab the light gray ones. There we go. Okay. There we go. I'm just checking the chat screen to see if anybody else is saying anything. So just going to keep plugging along here. Devin, I know it's just you in here right now with me, and I appreciate it, you know, but we're just going to keep plugging along here. I don't know what happened to Maul. He was here to say hello, and then he just dropped. Maybe he's having connection issues. Who knows? Maul, if you see this later on, we missed you, man. I saw you at the beginning. That's what we're building right now. All right. Yep, not. Wish there was more people in the chat though. That's always help. That always one thing you always learn when you're doing a build or anything on YouTube. The more people interacting, the more fun it is. Not saying it's bad just hanging out with you, Devin, but there's only so many things that we can talk about when it's just you and I while I'm building. So it's having me build this thing right here, as you can see. And it looks like it's going to go on the back side of this. Let's see. Like this. Okay. So there you go. Just added this to this. Hey Oliver, what's going on, man? Welcome to the chat. Glad you could make it, buddy. I am just plugging away on the gunship here. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to see. Oh, it just goes. Oh, okay. So I thought I had to put the holes together, but actually this just snaps on the top like this. So we just do that. All right. No, this is a MOC, Oliver, from a builder called ohsojang. This was actually given to me by my friends over at MOC Mania. So they used to be called Star Bricks, and then they changed the company and they split the minifigures and the MOC business separate. So now instead of it being Star Bricks, you have MOC Mania, which does the MOC builds, and then you have Back to Bricks, which is where you get the minifigures at. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, this. Okay, these. Never mind. This is supposed to be this high up. They're not supposed to be put together because I have to put this piece in here. And then this is really interesting here. This has got to be another door of some type because I've never ever seen. Yep. So it had to be put together like this in order to make it work. So there's actually going to be a gap here. So if you guys decide to build this, let me turn it right. That gap there is supposed to be there because it gives the flexibility for the doors to open. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing over here. And then we're going to leave it like this. Yeah, I saw Legos making an Ahsoka gunship. I figured they were going to show those Lego sets off after the series premiered. And so right now, the only two Lego things I'm buying for the year is I'm buying the Venator when it comes out next month. I think actually here in like 5 days, but I'm not going to buy it right at the beginning. I have the Venator and I have the Coruscant gunship because it's got Palpatine on it. But that's really the only Lego sets I'm buying this year. And like I said before, I'm really going to scale back my Lego because I would just much rather be with Mold King. It's just a vastly superior product. Doesn't mean that everything Lego does is bad. It just means I would rather spend my money somewhere else. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who love Lego and defend it forever, and that's their business, not mine. But I've just kind of made the decision that I'm gonna keep some of my Lego sets, but I'm really gonna just focus on Mold King going forward. Yes, you see the Eclipse is right back there, Oliver. You can see it, the black one right there. So I don't know if my camera's pointing out, but the black ship right there. I've got a whole series of videos on the Eclipse. So go to my playlists and you'll find Mold King Eclipse, and you'll see it and all the glorious pain that it gave me. The Eclipse was by far a very challenging but super rewarding build. Let's see. How many Lego clone battle packs do I have? I don't even know. I think I've got like 4 or 5 of the 501st, the first one. I think I've got 4 or 5 of the second one. I haven't even bought any of the ones that have Ahsoka's clones in it, the 332nd, like Captain Vaughn and whatnot. So, you know, like I said, I'm scaling that all back. I mean, I'll get a couple packages, probably I should say 2 of the 332nd battle pack, just so I can have them. But like the days of me just going, you know, all out for Lego are just gone. It's not financially feasible for me in my situation to just sit there and drop that kind of money on Lego and realize that there's better things to be had with Mold King, you know? That'd be weird if they're retiring it soon, Devin. They just released it. Normally, battle packs go like 6 months to a year, depending on how popular it is. I mean, the 501st, the big 501st battle pack was around for 2 years. So, I mean, they could, but that, you know, we'll see what happens when it actually comes time. You know what I mean? So, yep, just as I did on this last one, on the other one here, we're going to put these together. I can never get the plus signs to match up. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side here. Wait a minute. Did I just put that on wrong? Hold on a second. I did these all wrong. Okay. Yep, this one is on wrong. So what happens, guys, when you're so excited, you're not paying attention to what you're doing and you put them on wrong. What's wrong with this picture? I don't know. This one, maybe? Let's see. You've been watching Ryan on Twitch? All right. Well, don't get sucked into it. So, hey, George. Welcome, man. Oh, good. You got the Executor, dude. With Pack 7 securing the panel. Oh, dude. Whoo. Okay, so I really need to get another Executor and redo the videos. 7 is the nightmare of night. Like 5, 6, and 7 on the Executor. You're just at this point, you're just like, you just want to do it. What I did is I flipped the entire ship upside down. So I put the frame up so I had the bottom plate sticking up. And I kind of had to wedge it in there. And I used, I have a set of needle nose pliers and a set of tweezers. I had to use those on a lot of areas to like reach in the tough areas to push the plates down to get them to stick. So you're not the only one that has that issue, but give it a shot. You know, if you need to, use your MVP. But once you get past all the underside stuff, the rest of the executor is easy. But I think 5, 6, and 7 are just brutally tough. So, but that's what I used. These guys right here, because these, you see what's skinnier, you got to go with these guys. I got the fat fingers here. So that's what I would do, George, to see if you can get it on there. But flip the whole thing upside down so that way the base is sticking up, and that should go a lot easier for you in that respect. If you're still having issues, though, let me know, and I'll see what I can do to help.
Execute order 66.
So,
execute order.
All right. Now, let's see if I can put this one on right. There we go. Okay, that's how you know they're on right. They should be like the inverted L's here. So, yeah, George, again, just take your time with it too. I think I dropped those bottom plates several times in the process. And I'm pretty sure my vent on the ground when I was building upstairs at my kitchen at the time ate a couple of the pieces. But take your time and don't be afraid. What I've learned with Mold King is if I bring out Lord and Savior Craggle and set it right next to the build, all of a sudden the pieces get smart and they don't want to deal with this kind of death. Because I'm no longer asking for permission at this point. They're going to be asking me for forgiveness. So sometimes I like to set it out and just make it stare at the pieces. So that way the pieces understand that it's time to play ball and not be a pain in my butt. All right. Okay, so now this is the part that's actually going over it. Okay. Or is it? Actually, I think it's this way. Yeah, it's this way. So what I'm basically doing is getting this plate snapped in on the top here to allow these next set of doors to work.
Execute order 66.
Okay, so you see how those closed up pretty nice, and so we got that going on right here. So I had somebody texting me real quick. Anytime you guys hear order 66, you know it's a text message. I'm telling you, George, the pieces know, man. They know when Lord and Savior Craggle has entered the chat. They know it, Just telling you. Sometimes you got to have that visual persuasion. I think that's a word. It's a word right now. We're going with it. Okay. This piece goes all the way up here. So that had me worried there for a second because I had to put this piece on, and these two pieces were pinched in, but I was able to push them out and then send them back in so they could be pinched in and sit on it right. So, but definitely, George, needle nose pliers and tweezers, man, they are your best friends. Especially on Executor and Eclipse. They are the miracle workers. Okay. Now, I do like the fact that I'm pushing a plate on right here, and I can push down on this pretty hard, and I'm not getting any flex from the build at all. So there is good structure right here, which I like, so I can make sure my piece is flat. I'm not going to bang it with the MVP, but it is nice to see the pieces being put. Okay. So now we've hit another interesting point. So when I initially put this together, these pieces I thought were going to be up higher. But there's actually a piece that goes right here. Yep. So I may have to reposition these pieces, even though I could have swore I had them on right in the first place. Well, let's give it a shot here. Okay. Yeah, it looks like they can definitely go down a little bit. Yep. Okay, so maybe I just had these up a little bit too high. Although I'm not a fan of the gap that's here. And it's on the other side too. But it is what it is. Because in my picture here, it's kind of hard to see, but it's definitely below the piece. So actually, no. Let me try something here. Maybe it's supposed to. So now I'm actually going to push it up like one notch higher so it sits underneath there right on this piece right here. I think that's actually the better way as I'm looking at it. Yeah, I think that's how it's supposed to go. And then that way it covers up the gap, which I like. Devin, I do not need to do that. I am not much for. I mean, GoFundMe's are great for people that actually need them, but I don't need people to buy me a Mold King set. I will get one eventually on my own. So I would never. If you see something that looks at me trying to go fund a Mold King set, something's wrong. You know, that's not me. I would never do that. You know, so. That's like one of those things. How do you know if I'm in danger? You know, I don't need to blink 3 times to tell you I'm in danger. If you see me asking for somebody to go fund me a Mold King set, then you know I'm in danger. All right, so now I got to do 2 of these. I'm hoping to make enough off of my yard work that I have to pay down. I have to pay some bills because I have to be an adult first. But after that, I'm hoping that I'll have enough set aside that I can get my next set afterwards. And then I should be set up for a good chunk of the year because I'll have a couple of sets that'll keep me busy. Oh, yeah. Yep. You definitely got to have them. I've got them actually. Here, I'll show you my thing here real quick. So these are all customs that I had purchased. But I was able to get the whole set because that's obviously a custom Boba Fett. But you guys can see all the cool, Zuckuss, Forlom, Dengar, Bosk, and IG-88 over here. The one thing I do like about the characters is they even do the right. So like, IG-88 always carried a gun on his back. They've got Dengar's backpack on him. So, and they have Zuckuss wearing like the dress piece. He's got like the slanted dress piece on. So, yep. So I got mine. They sit right in front of my executor. Back to Bricks, George. Go to Back to Bricks, and it should come up as like a red website, and it'll be minifigures. That's the place to go. That's where I get all my minifigures from, all of my customs, is Back to Bricks. I don't know if it's a .com or a .net, but Back to Bricks is where you want to go. Oh, they're cheap, George. Right now, I think they're on sale for like $2 a minifigure, dude. So they're not expensive at all. I think the most expensive one on there is maybe $4 or $5. So they're very, very affordable. But yeah, go check out Back to Bricks. Let's see if I can pull it up on my phone real quick so you can kind of see the top. Let me there we go. This is what it should look like if you found the right spot. And it's back to dot score, as you can see right there on the bottom. I know it's backwards because of my phone and the camera, but back to dot score, back to bricks. These are the place to go. It looks like all figures are on sale for $2 too. So yeah, I mean, look, here's some of them. You can see Stormtrooper for $2, Clone Commando. They've got Fives, Wolf, Anakin Sky, you can see they got a Phantom Menace, Darth Maul. They got lots of them. So, and it looks like they're all $2 right now. So go check it out, man. You can do some damage, man. I've got probably 100 of them sitting over here that I can't wait to put into the Eclipse. Okay. So now we're putting, so just like I said, these holes are designed to put everything together. So, these side holes right here, I'm just snapping stuff on at this point. Just making sure to get it lined up properly. There we go. And the nice thing is, since it's mounted on holes like this, you can really push it in there and seat it properly. So, oh, they're pretty good. They're pretty good at shipping, George. You'll probably get that stuff. Like if you put an order in, like say today, it's already Saturday. I think they're based in the U.S. I don't think they ship out of Colorado anymore. I think it's somewhere else. Maybe it's still Colorado, but you usually get it by, if you buy it today, you'll probably have it by Wednesday or Thursday, maybe Friday, just because if you put in a large order, they got to go pick it all. So, but it's not like it's going to take you 3 weeks, man. They're US based, and like if you ever watch my minifigure Monday, George, all of my customs come from that store. So I just did like Lieutenant Jesse and Commander Cody the other day. So watch Minifigure Monday or go back and watch some of the old ones and you can see some of my customs. I do have some of my authentic Legos that you'll see on there that I've just had over the years. But all of my customs that I mentioned are from Back to Bricks. And we're getting to the end here, guys, which is kind of right where I wanted to be at on time. Because like I said, I have to be an adult today. I got a bartending job and I got to take my daughter to work. So I got to go do adult things. I got to get my suit ready and all that other fun stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I forgot to grab 2 more of these. Luckily, those are easy to find. So they come in a big bag. I got a whole like dope baggie full of these for this build. There's a lot of curve on it, so. But that is nice. I've never seen like curve on curve pieces before like this. It's just, when you build Lego Star Wars, it's always like arrows and straight lines. And so having curves like the curved pieces on top of each other is actually pretty cool. All right. And then this piece is going to go right up here. Yeah. And there we go. All right, guys. So this is my stopping point for the day on this build. Let's see. Yeah, the 20th anniversary Slave 1, I still regret not getting. I have the Kashyyyk clones that had the Vader in it. But I still to this day, because I didn't think at the time Disney was going to change the name from Slave 1 to Boba Fett Starship. It's Mother effing Slave 1. All right. Get over it, Disney. It's what it's called. So I'm still regretting that one. That's a big time, like one of those ones that I wish I would have spent the 140 on or 150 when it was brand new. So I feel you, man. But they do have some. I don't know if they have any more Boba Fett's on there, but their inventory is always changing. Like they have a pretty good core group of minifigures that they sell. And it's just whenever the inventory comes in. So just kind of beware of that when you're on there. Sometimes you'll find stuff and then you want to buy it, but then it goes out of stock. Just be patient. They're a local company. They source where they can. You know, they print where they can. So, but I really can't complain, man. Like all of my clones, like almost the vast majority of my clones and everything that's going in. I'm not going to take my camera over there. You guys have seen all my minifigures. The UCS slave one. Woo. That's choice, man. That's a great UCS set. That's also due for a remake. But there's actually other things that need to be a UCS set. But yes, Slave 1 is a good one. So nice, man. I'm very jealous that you have that set. Nice one. It's like me having my Darth Maul and the Sith Intercept Fury. That's like my what do the kids say? That's my flex set. That UCS Slave 1 is a good flex set. Oh. All right, guys. Oh, hey, Shadow Company, you made it, man. Dude, too bad you came in right at the end, man. I'm done for the day. I'll chat for a few more minutes, but this is where we're at on the gunship. We finished up all this here. The nice thing is the doors work. They actually fold up like gull wings. You can see how they lift up like this, and then this one back here will also lift up. If I can get it to release without breaking it. There we go. So you got your two doors that open up right there, and you can see into it. So, you know, this is where we're at with it right now. It looks pretty good. I can't complain. Besides this piece right here, it's attached by like the prayers of the non-believers and two pieces of hair. That's how it's attached on there, because if you sneeze on it, it's going to come off. So, but this is where we're at with the gunship. It's coming along. I am on step 185, and I think there's like, let me go to the bottom of my thing here. I think there's like 500 something. 560. So, you know, I'm on step 180. So we're about 20. This is about 25% done with the gunship. So it's coming along. It does have some weight. This is probably 6-7 pounds already with what's on it right now. So it's looking pretty good. I definitely like how the ball turrets look. I think that's a good look for how the original gunships looked before they started upgrading them and everything. And I'll probably have to get some of my clones or my copies to, you know, put a couple pilot and a gunner in and whatnot. So, but yeah. So with that being said, guys, I do appreciate you stopping by today. I will be back on Wednesday live streaming. I just couldn't do it last Wednesday because I was smoked from mowing yards. So I'll be back Wednesday at either 6 or 7 p.m. Let's see. Yeah, I should be on Wednesday at about 7 p.m., I think. So maybe 6. We'll see how the day goes. But anyway, thanks everybody who came and hung out today for the build on the gunship. I'm only going an hour at a time because I have to sort out all the bricks and then bag them and prep them. So it's not like I can just grab bag 8 and build bag 8. That would be a lot easier, but that's not how it goes. So I have to take about an hour to an hour and a half to sort through all of the bricks to put them together so I can build consistently with you guys. Because the last thing I hate is when I'm working and all you guys hear is me sorting through bricks. It's just not something I like. I'd rather just have a pile in front of me and build and then talk with you guys. So Oh man, now I have 6 people here, man. Everybody showed up right as I'm getting ready to be done. I know, guys, I'm used to coming on at 1 o'clock, but I did have to go at noon today. Next Saturday, I will be back at 1 o'clock. Because I know that's when a lot of you normally see when I come on, but I had to go earlier because I have to take my daughter to work and I have a bartending gig that I have to get ready for. I've got a suit. I've got to get over there and get all the bottles prepped. I got to prep all the garnishes. I actually have to prep about 200 drink cups because it's a quinceañera tonight that I'm doing it. So I have to prep. I have to pre-stage a lot of my drinks. Like I've got to have like the appetizer drinks, like the garnishes in them and everything, and in the fridge. So when it comes time to start getting them out, I can just pour everything in there and then get them out there quick, so people have them and they can enjoy them. So, but yeah. So I apologize for not starting at 1. I had to start at 12. I will see you guys on Wednesday at 7 p.m. And then I'll be back next Saturday, next week at 1 p.m. And we'll continue to work here on the Gunship. So thanks again for everybody that stopped by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. And thanks for watching here on Sith Bricks. We'll see you guys next time.